So I've come to realize that everyone hates Bank of America, or at least most people hate Bank of America. If you check online on a lot of review websites, for example on Trustpilot or SiteJabber or any of these review websites, Bank of America has a really bad rep. For instance, if we go to a site like SiteJabber, we can see here that most of the reviews, in fact, out of 376 at the time of making this video, 256 of them are all one-star reviews, which is pretty bad. They have a less than 10% five-star review rating. So this is really bad. And if we go down and we look at the individual reviews, it's just review after review after review of people who are just really upset and fed up with Bank of America. And even if we go onto a different review platform like, let's say, Trustpilot, it's pretty much the same thing here. You can see that there are over 1,300 reviews for Bank of America, and they're all bad. And again, if you scroll, it's just a bunch of one-star reviews. Most of them are one-star reviews, and it's really crazy. So the question is, why do people hate Bank of America so much? And before I go any further in this video, I kind of have an idea, and I can tell you guys, it's not just Bank of America that people hate. People hate pretty much all big banks, and the reason that people hate big banks so much is because it's as if they just take your money. They don't really give you anything in return because they don't pay you any interest. I mean, any interest that they do give you is so small that you don't even realize it when it shows up in your account. The interest is always going to be like 0.01% or something that never really shows up in your account. And then big banks always take your money and they loan this money out and they make a ton of money, which is why they're big, and they never give you anything in return. They just give you crappy service. They give you crappy customer care. If you lose your debit card, you're gonna have to wait a week or 2 weeks to get a new one. They charge you all these ridiculous fees. I mean, if you wanna take money from your account, they're gonna charge you a fee. If you wanna transfer money to a different bank, they're gonna charge you a fee. You wanna write a check, guess what? They're gonna charge you a fee. They're gonna charge you a fee for every single thing. Account maintenance fees, they're gonna charge you these ridiculously high annual credit card fees, and they will charge you a fee for every single thing that you can think about. And this is why people hate big banks in general. But people also hate Bank of America, and this is just one reason why they dislike them so much. Now, in this video, I'm gonna talk a bit about why people hate like Bank of America, and then we're gonna talk about other solutions that you can use and where you can put your money without getting taken advantage of by these big banks, where they're simply just taking your money, they're using your money to get rich, and then you get nothing in return. I mean, you don't even get good customer service, right? Like, that should be the bare minimum. Some people just want to bank and have good customer service or have a good banking experience. That's all they want, but you can't even get that from these big banks. So we're gonna talk about that, but before we get there, just a quick reminder, if you guys are new to the channel, my name is Eann, and on this channel, I talk about ways to make money, ways to save money, ways to invest your money. I talk about bank accounts, credit cards, just about everything to do with personal finance. So if you like these videos and you like these types of topics, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. I'll really appreciate it. It's 100% free. It won't cost you anything. Also, be sure to subscribe with the notifications on, and that way you never miss any of the future updates of when I post new videos on this channel. Also, if you guys ever want to talk to me one-on-one, you can message me on Instagram. The link is down below in the description. But with that said, let's now get back to why people hate Bank of America so much. And one of the first reasons why they hate Bank of America so much is because of their interest rates. So for example, if you go down to Bank of America and you open, let's say, a checking account and you have less than $2,500 in that checking account or even a savings account, then you'll be getting 0.01%. If you have over $2,500, well, guess what? You're in luck because you're still getting 0.01%. In fact, we can look at their preferred rewards tier with interest rate booster, whatever that is. And at the end, even the Diamond Honors, the most prestigious level, the most you can get is 0.04%. So if you're the average working person and you go here for a bank account, the only thing that you can actually expect is 0.01% realistically. Now, to put this into perspective, to show you guys just how bad this is or just how ridiculous this is, if you save $10,000, right? Let's say your emergency fund is $10,000 and you put that into one of these savings accounts and you get 0.01%. This means that you're getting $1 single in interest per year. If you're able to become a preferred rewards member benefiting from the interest rate booster, as they say here, and you get to the Diamond Honors level and you get 0.04%, If you have $10,000 in the account, then that means you'll be getting a whopping $4 in interest per year. Now, if you compare this with Bank of America's loan products, for example, one of their credit cards, we can look at the credit card that doesn't come with an annual fee, probably the easiest one you can get. This credit card has an APR of 14.5 or 14.49% to 24.49%. So you can see the difference here. They're going to use your $10,000 and lend it to someone and expect that person to pay between 14 to 24% in interest, but you're only getting 0.01% in interest. So this is one reason why people hate Bank of America so much, and also other big banks as well. But this is one of the reasons why people hate Bank of America and these big banks so much. In fact, if you check like Wells Fargo or some other big bank, it's not going to be that much of a difference, right? They're still going to give you crappy interest rates. They're still going to charge you a bunch of interest on their loan products. They're probably going to give you a bad customer service. They're going to charge you a bunch of fees. They're going to charge you these account maintenance fees. They're going to charge you account minimum fees. They're going to charge you credit card fees, annual fees, deposit fees. You want checks, they're charging you fees, ATM fees. They will probably even charge you a fee just to replace your debit card. So it really doesn't matter which bank it is. Most big banks kind of take advantage of people, and sometimes people just get really fed up, and this is the reason why people hate Bank of America so much, and they have so many terrible reviews online. Now, luckily, you can get the same type of service, or actually better service, from elsewhere, and this is why people will happily leave these horrible reviews, because they know that they can easily switch from BOA to some other bank and get much better service. Now, bigger banks used to have an advantage, right? They used to be able to say, hey, you know what, we offer FDIC insurance of $250,000 on your money. And then they also used to be able to say, hey, you know what, we're big banks. We have branches in every city. We have branches everywhere you could possibly think of. You can easily get to your money. And they also used to boast about having thousands and thousands of ATMs all over the country, and probably even all over the world, which sounded really good. But that really doesn't help anymore, because now you don't need to really go into the branch for anything. You can go online and open a bank account. If you want to deposit a check, you can simply use your phone. You can take a photo of it from your phone and deposit it with mobile banking. Also, ATMs, not really a big deal, because people don't really use cash that much anymore. Everyone just swipes. So if you need cash, ATMs are still everywhere for you to use, but it's not that big of a deal anymore. Now, I will say that big banks are still good. Big banks are good for like loans or mortgages or even credit cards, because some of the best credit cards are actually from big banks. I think it's because they make a ton of money, and they can actually create these loyalty programs or these credit card reward programs for their credit cards, where they actually give you a lot more for free with the hope of trapping you for all that interest, because they make so much money. So this is why you'll realize that, for example, if you go to like Chase or one of these big banks, you'll get really good credit cards. For example, I have a bunch of Chase credit cards, and they give really good rewards. However, if you go to like your local bank, they may not be able to be up to par with like the rewards from credit cards. Also, these bigger banks, they'll give you like huge bonuses. So for example, in 1 year, I was able to get over $1,200 in bonuses from big banks. Now, usually smaller banks, they don't give you bonuses, and even if they do give you bonuses, it's probably gonna be just a tiny amount of money. It's probably gonna be like $25 or $50, or maybe just $10, when bigger banks like Bank of America will give you $100, $200, or even more for bonuses. So that's a pro. And also, usually with big banks, it's much easier to get approved for loans, right? So if you're looking for like a mortgage or a car loan, the approval process is a bit quicker, I've noticed, with like bigger banks. And then if you look at credit unions, I think credit unions are actually really good. But one thing that credit unions fall behind on is their technology. I've never actually used a credit union that had an up-to-date website, an app that was working, or that was comparable to like Chase or Bank of America's app. So I think credit unions are good, but they're just not up-to-date in terms of technology and making your life really easy without having you to go in branch or actually calling them on the phone. So big banks do have some advantages, but for the most part, they get a failing grade, and most people everywhere will agree with this, right? So the question now is, well, what should you be doing with your money? If you have like an emergency fund and you want to keep some savings somewhere, where should you put this money so you can get the best value And what I would suggest is that you go with the online banks. This is because usually they have good customer service. You never really have to go in branch for anything, so it's really convenient. You can do everything online from an app. The apps are really flawless in terms of using them because they're completely dependent on their apps. So the apps are always really good when compared to like traditional big banking apps. And also, they give much higher interest rates. And the best part about online banks isn't even the interest. It's the fact that most of them will charge little to no fees. So for example, I've been using SoFi for a while. They don't charge any fees. It's completely free to use. And currently, Bank of America is giving you 0.01%, while SoFi is offering you 1.5%. So they're offering you way more than Bank of America or these big banks are. And also, there's no account maintenance fee, there's no monthly fee, the debit card is free, ATMs are free if you use the in-network ATMs. So there's really no reason not to switch to an online bank because you get all the convenience, you get more interest, and again, they don't charge you a bunch of ridiculous fees. Now, a second alternative is Chime. They also have no fees. The debit card is free. If you use an in-network ATM, which there are thousands of them all over, you don't pay any ATM fees. You get good service. The app works really great. They have a credit builder account there, a bunch of good features. I like it a lot, and you may even be able to go overseas and not be charged any international fees or international transaction fees, which is the other thing that big banks will charge. And usually these international transaction fees are like 2% and upwards. Now, earlier on in the video, I mentioned bonuses and saying that big banks also give you bonuses, and they probably give you like bigger bonuses than online banks. But in this case, for example, I think SoFi is giving a $25 bonus now. If you sign up for their account, you can get $25 for free. Chime is also giving away $100 for free. So if you want to switch over, there's really no downside. You'll get some free money just for signing up. The account is free. Everything is free. You get more interest. And if you know of other people that are frustrated with big banks and you sign up for, let's say, Chime, then you can actually send a referral link to like 10 people that you know that are struggling with big banks. If they sign up, you also get $100 for free. So you can actually make money with these online banks. And again, your money is still FDIC insured up to $250,000 just the same. So there's really no reason to be selling for a big bank that charges you a bunch of fees and just gives you horrible service. So if you want to switch over to an online bank, if you're tired of big banks just taking advantage of you, I'm leaving the links to these two down below. These are two that I use myself and I like them very much so far. You guys can also get a bonus if you sign up using my links. But with that said, comment down below. Let me know what you think about Bank of America. Do you actually have an account with Bank of America? Have you ever banked with them before? What was your experience like? Did they do you anything wrong? And also tell me if you've ever tried online banks. And with that said, all the best with your banking. And I'll see you guys very soon in the next one.